All right, the last thing that I have to do now in this program that I'm writing, or in this function that I'm writing called paycheck, is now that I have all of the information I needed, I've made all the calculations I need to make, I'm ready to let the user know what's going on. So normally I would just put in a J option pane show message dialog with all of that information in it like this. So I'm just going to say J option pane show message dialog null. And then what I wanted to say is, pay before taxes. Oops, I should probably spell that right there. And then maybe put in a couple spaces and put their gross pay in. Plus, then I wanted to say deduction. Now notice how I hit enter because I'm a human being and this looks like it's going to be lined up, but hopefully you're sitting there thinking, wait a second, Miss Hunt, that's not going to line up on the screen. I'm going to say gross, and then the deduction, I think I called mine deduct. And then total pay. And notice how I'm trying to line this up nicely, but hopefully you notice my flaw. And then I think I called that take home. And this parenthesis ends the dialog box. So I'm just going to put it out here so that you can see this ends this. Okay. The problem here is that my computer doesn't know just because I hit enter that it's supposed to put this on a new line. So before deduct, I want to put a \n. And before total pay, I want to put a \n. So I want to put those on different lines. The other problem is that these could potentially not be rounded. So the value that comes out might be like 0.9999999 or something. So I'm going to format that and round it to the nearest hundredth. To do that, anytime you want to print out a number, like mine are doubles, you can put the word string.format before it. Now, this won't work because the format function takes two arguments. One of them is the amount, which in my case is called gross, but the other one is the rule. And so I'm going to put a comma before that gross, and I'm going to enter the rule in quotation marks. So it's going to be $sign before, and then percent says this is how many spots I want available for this number. So I'm going to say 5.2. If I just said 0.2, that means round to the nearest hundredth or 2 places after the decimal. This means put 5 places before the decimal and 2 after. And then I have to use the letter F. For some reason that stands for, floating point decimal. And then end the quotation mark. So see how that's green? This tells my computer put in a $sign, use the rule 5 spaces before the decimal, 2 spaces after, and expect to see a double in there. So I'm going to do that for all 3 of my numbers. So string.format, and then the rule, $sign, percent, and you don't have to use 5. I'm just using it. You can use any number you want. And then a comma before the variable name, and then end that parenthesis because format takes 2 arguments. So those arguments are in parentheses. And for the last one, string.format, $sign, percent, 5.2f, comma, take home, end the parenthesis for the format function, end the parenthesis for the whole J option pane, and this will give you a nicely formatted paycheck for the user. So hopefully this will help you when you're creating your own movie theater function. See the specifications for that on slide number 27 of our slides. So good luck.